All right. Hello and welcome to the second GraphLinq stream. Very excited to be here. There is a lot to go over. I think that let me see here. I think I got my mic duplicated here. Okay, there we go. That's the right one. So, welcome. For those of you who do not know me, my name is jr00t in the chat. I actually go by the name John, but jr00t works. So if you don't know much about GraphLinq, I wanted to kind of give a short, a little introduction about what the project is. For those who are new, my goal is to timestamp this, break it up into chapters. And so for those watching live, thank you. For those who are going to watch the replay, because I know it's really difficult for a lot of us to meet at the same time because of how spread out we are. So I'm going to do what I can to try to get, chapters in there and do whatever I can. So GraphLinq is multiple things, right? So GraphLinq is a token. GraphLinq is a chain. It's a blockchain, and the GraphLinq ecosystem really consists of the app interface. It consists of the IDE, which is the integrated development environment, and there is a marketplace as well. Inside of the app is where staking is, and that is also where the app wizard is located. And the app wizard is a shortcut to basically be able to build a graph without having to use the IDE. And then the marketplace is even the next level shortcut, is find a graph that somebody else has created and buy it from them for some GraphLinq on the GraphLinq chain network. So that is kind of the bulk of it. There is the AI section of it that we're expanding on. There is also the analytics section as well for GraphLinq. And right now we've recently migrated to our own chain. So GraphLinq is now a token on our chain. It's an EVM compatible blockchain, so it will work with MetaMask and anything that's Ethereum based. Information about how to connect to the network is in the documentation. So it's docs.graphlinq.io. I will try to put some links in the description to all of these sites, because I'll try to not mention too many. So I'm going to be doing another AMA next week because there are some things in the works, and I want to keep this moving. This is kind of cool that we're we have this energy going. So what I'm working on right now is I have been, let me turn down my AC. That might reduce some of the background noise. Oh, that's much nicer. Alrighty, so So what I've been working on, and I've had an interest in, is really integrating AI into GraphLinq. For all the steps that we've made to make no coding easier for everyone, uh, there are still those who can understand the interface. They can see there's blocks and you connect them, and logically they understand it, but without some prior knowledge of what the blocks do, uh, it's kind of you kind of have to be an entry level, at least on some level, of a developer to understand that the logic that's in there. And that's why the app wizard came along, so that you don't have to understand that. You just select one and go. The marketplace then also basically kind of is an app wizard, but you're buying whatever you're looking for. But I really want to get to the point where it really is no code, because right now it's no code in the sense that you don't have to write code. That is true. However, it really isn't, and none of the most, I should say, no code systems are written. Give me 1 sec. I need to grab up. Wonderful. I don't know if you can see in the background is the GraphLinq network over here, which I would like to point out that is fantastic. Obviously, in the works, we want to get staking and get the nodes up and running for people. That would be fantastic. So moving the no code into the reality of it being zero knowledge, no code, I think is where AI is going to intersect with this project and what it can do for crypto, for blockchain, and for the project. So a few months back, I integrated machine learning into the engine, which is what powers all of the graphs. And it was really kind of a test just to get it working. It does spam detection and sentiment analysis, so it'll give a rating on how much somebody likes something, yes or no. I think it's a Boolean. So the project that I'm speaking with, I can't say much, but what I can say is I can give some background on what it is that we're pursuing, and the reason for having the announcements right now be back to back, or we'll do one next week, and maybe even before then. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll push it back and start doing it every 2 weeks, but based on the response, that's when we should do it. So the main goal of what we're looking to do with AI with them is build models that are very specific for our industry, this sector, crypto, and specifically the development process and the efforts for no code, for just any improvements that come along the way, just always make things easier. So so the idea being that the AI that is being built and we're testing is, going to have some general knowledge about crypto. It's going to also be able to understand the projects, what things they're doing, and how to connect to them. Um, Hopefully, be able to. So basically, one of the parts of getting this to work is training it, and you need data to be able to do that. So, uh, what we have done is started kind of scraping together some data, finding some sources to be able to pull in data on a regular basis, and from the news and from the information side of it, and then from the blockchain side of it is where GraphLinq is going to be integrated into bringing that side of the technology into this product. Even though it's going to obviously be for us, but it's obviously it has the potential for I believe that they're going to be working with other projects. They have not been able to say that, but it seems like that's kind of where they're headed. So the goal really is to have this general knowledge, right, and have that part of the AI built into GraphLinq directly. And the goal then in this area of improving on no code AI, what this project is offering, the idea is that it will be able to ingest data. So if we want to give it our documentation, we can just hit an export button or connect to an API, have that get pulled in, and the model be able to rebuild itself. So, as of right now, we're building history to be able to train on it, and then specific topics and specific information that we really can't go into because it's how it's being trained. And then from there, the way that it can work is that the ingestion of new data can run on a regular basis. So the model being able to update on changes in the market should be a little bit quicker than right now. Right now, you can get that on some of the major coins and things like that. But the idea is that this is going to be devoted towards the intersection of where crypto and AI comes in, and specifically trained on the workings of a system like GraphLinq. And it can ingest white papers because they're PDFs. So you throw a white paper and have it understand what that means, and then now you have access to all of those white papers in this. The end goal is to build tools really to make it easier for people to do this kind of work, because I still feel like we're not there yet in terms of offering something that is truly the no code experience. And I think to get to that no code experience, I really think the original idea was the app wizard was going to get us there, and the marketplace. And the app wizard and the marketplace both work, but the problem is they rely on the fact that the IDE is still difficult to use for a lot of people. So having this understand our documentation, understand our source code, so it knows what's kind of going on in the background, the private AI model for us, so they are able to keep that kind of separate from other models, but also we can still tap into their larger model. But basically, GraphLink's data remains housed on our servers. We do not share that with anyone. I can then see where someone can build a graph with AI, in the IDE with AI. Think simple. Give me a hello world statement. So it puts a start block, a print block, the text connecting, and a stop block, and fills in the text with hello world and hits run. It's really not that complicated. I think that the more graphs, and I've said this, the more graphs we can build, the more examples we can put together, I think the better we can get the end product to be. I also see this as a way to work with other projects that are in this sector as well, in terms of the no code or the point and click kind of solutions for blockchain stuff. And okay, so that is pretty much that information on that. So my goal is to have more information next week on that. We will probably do Saturday again, since it seems to work. It gives enough time for people to watch the video. That is really the big thing. There is other stuff being worked on in the background. And I've said many times, if you listened to my first AMA, I said everything in there, but I just didn't say it. It was all very. I said it, I just didn't say it. I said we're working on actively pursuing. So that is about all I can say on that. There is more news that is coming. We just have to do it in the proper order, because usually it's the other team that's announcing. So the project that is, excuse me, that we're partnering with also is going to run their token. So there is no token at the moment. They're going to launch their token on the GraphLinq network. And through that, build some incentives for the community as well. One of the thoughts is locking up. So basically, that project would take in GraphLinq and through smart contracts, through a bunch of things, be able to, stretch out the team pay. So it's in and under. It's a clear, transparent way that it's getting done. I have no idea where I was going. But thank you for everyone who asked if I was feeling better. I just kind of was sore and just needed somebody to kind of work out some knots. There were a lot of them. Okay, so that's about coming up on a half hour. So there is some more to come. So there are some incentives that we're working on coming to an agreement on, which would be things like some of those tokens being staked that come into this other project. Some of those rewards being used to give back to the community. So the staking rewards actually going back to the community. And then obviously it would be access to the platform. There would be, however they're going to work out some kind of model. I'm not sure yet. But they are going to launch that on our network. And that is kind of what I'm working on right now. So I definitely will be able to give more next week. And in the coming weeks, we'll have additional actual real news. I don't know the date yet. Please remember that there are a lot of moving parts to getting stuff like this done. Getting listed on an exchange or a partnership or any of this stuff is not something that you can agree on and then have it live the next day. It just doesn't work like that. So as much as I would love to tell you all of the things, I can't do it. I haven't done it. I know there are some people who don't like it, and I also know there are some people who do like it. That has been the policy since before I was even CEO, and that is still the policy, and it remains the policy. So I think it's better. I've seen too many projects screw up on things like that and hurt their user base, and it's tough to recover from that kind of stuff. All right, cool. So let's shoot again for next Saturday, which is 8 p.m. my time. I think that is 0000 UTC, I think. I will try to prepare some more. And also, one of the things, so I've been paying attention in the chat. One of the things that we're looking at with this AI is being able to not only ingest stuff directly with the project, but also be able to grab our Medium, our YouTube, our any of these sources. They all have APIs. Grab that data and kind of bring it in. One thing I was looking at was what were some of the questions that were in chat that didn't get submitted, as a on the feedback form. So, being able to do that, I think a great example is the scams in crypto are, for the most part, very similar. In some way, they're very similar, and they can be completely different, but in some way they have something all in common that it is there. And I really think that training on your group's data that's coming in from like Telegram and Discord, being able to understand that better, and also build tools. So part of what this process is not only AI, it's also machine learning as well, because one does something really well and the other one does something else really well, and it's the way it is. If you really are interested in why, you can look that up. But so machine learning would be part of this as well. That, and the idea really being is to have it integrated into as much of the back end of our system as possible, and hopefully build an information hub where we can kind of learn how to no code easier together and smarter. So thanks for watching, and then next week, 8 p.m. my time, the link will go out again on Twitter. I'm finally getting my technical issues under control here, I think. Unless somebody tells me I've been on mute the entire time, that would be very disturbing, but it would not be surprising. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I also said this last week, this community is what makes this project continue to keep going. We don't need people out there shilling the project, but just you guys being here is really helpful. And I look forward to what's to come. Have a good one.